Hey up everybody, Magpie Gaming here, and in this video I'm going to go through the live services for Battlefield 5 and explain in a rough kind of way how live services actually works. When you hear the word live services you think, well, what does it actually mean? You know, what is it giving me? And basically what live services is, in a nutshell, is giving you stuff for free. So as long as you buy the base game, it gives you it for free. So we all know that Battlefield 5 will be handled a little bit differently post-launch to what Battlefield 1 was. Firstly, no premium pass for the game. There's no need to buy a deluxe version of the game with a premium pass or anything like that, because all subsequent DLC for the game, maps, modes, etc. will all be free. And I think they're doing this for a number of reasons. One of those is that premium passes just aren't that popular anymore. They've been a scourge of gamers for quite a long time. You know, people bought them because they felt like they had to get the full experience from a game, which is something that was never ever a thing of, you know, in the past. You bought a game and you got the whole game. Recently, and you know, in the last recent 5, 10, 15 years even, you bought a game and you only got part of that game. If you wanted the full game, you had to go and spend a little bit more eventually. So, and this is a business model that's tried and tested. It's worked quite well for a number of years, but it seems to be dying a death now. The only ones currently that seem to be pushing it even more are Activision with the next Call of Duty, Black Ops. Is it Black Ops 4? I think. I don't even know because I'm just not that interested. But I do know that they're pushing the whole premium thing quite a lot. I think you're only going to get half a game if you buy the base game. You've got to go and buy the rest of the games. You're basically a game split in two. And it's something that EA has been looking to get away from for a little while now. And it's something that they kind of achieved with Battlefront 2. I think they did a good job with the live services on that, or they are doing a good job with the live services on that. It's still doing very well as a game. Obviously there was all the controversy at the start when the game came out because of the loot boxes, etc. Not going to go into that because it's all been done and dusted now. But again, I think premium passes ultimately held Battlefield 1 back. It obviously fragments your overall player base. It keeps maps and modes away from people that could only afford the base game. Those that had the premium got everything, but of course you were missing a lot of players that could only buy the base one. So you were splitting the community in two, and it was kind of like, here in England we have the north-south divide. Now, people in America might not know what that is, but basically the north and the south of the country are seen as two separate entities. Those down in the south are seen as the more affluent people, they've got everything, blah blah blah. Us in the north, we're quite poor and we don't have anything. Now, that's not strictly true. It's kind of a like, businesses tend to go for the south of the country and leave the north behind. But, you know, and this is what the premium pass did. You have this divide. You had the haves and the have-nots, and it didn't work too well, I don't think. So now, without the premium pass, everybody will be on a level playing field. Everybody will start with exactly the same game. Nobody will be any better off than anybody else. Unless you buy the deluxe version, then you might get a few more bells and whistles on, but you don't get a great deal for the extra money. So, you know, buying the base game, you are going to be as good as anybody else on the game. So live services, once the game is launched for Battlefield 5, is going to be called Tides of War. And this is basically what the whole cycle of the game will be called. And from its launch to its eventual death at some point when they announce the next Battlefield game, this one will be split into sections, and each one will have a different name, a different theme, and it will tackle a different area of World War II. So the first one that we're going to get is called Fall of Europe, and this is going to focus on the very early years of the war. It's going to focus on the German army's push across Europe. So it's more or less like a journey. It's like a storybook. As the game goes on, you're turning the pages of a book and going through and playing it. There is going to be a slight narrative there. There's going to be a little backstory to it, I think, but it's not going to be too deep. I think the depth with story will definitely be in the campaign mode, whereas multiplayer, you just want to go in and kill people, don't you? There's not really much story driven into the multiplayer at all. So what live services will do with this kind of storytelling, with this real slow release and constant release of content, you're going to have a calendar, a roadmap showing you when and what will be released, and that's in a way to try and stop the game stagnating. It's to keep things fresh. You know, you'll get a bunch of maps, you'll play through them, you'll get used to them, you'll achieve what you needed to achieve, and then the next bunch of maps will come through. So it keeps the game constantly evolving, keeps it constantly pushing forward, and it keeps the life cycle of the game nice and fresh. So the idea is that people will keep coming back to the game. They will just constantly constantly keep playing. So one of the things you've got to wonder is, no premium pass, so how are they going to actually make money? How are they going to fund this live services? Well, obviously the sales of the base game when it's launched will fund the first part of this, but I think what they're hoping is that because there's no premium pass, because you just buy the base game and you'll get all this extra content for free, I think they're hoping that sales of the base game will stay above average for the lifespan of the game, which is probably going to be true. I think when a game is released, you have a massive spike in sales because everybody wants it when it comes out, and then those sales just taper off. I think what Battlefield DICE or EA even are hoping with this game is that even though you will get an initial spike in sales and the sales will taper off, that they won't taper off too much, that they'll stay above average, because of course all you've got to do is buy the base game and you get all of this DLC for free. So even when you're say a year into the life cycle of the game, you can still buy that base game and you'll get maybe 2 or 3 packs of DLC straight away for nothing. So I think that's a pretty good deal, and I think it will keep the sales above average. The other way that they're going to make money, the one that a lot of people don't like, is the cosmetic items. There are going to be a lot of cosmetics in this game, but they're going to try to keep them within the keeping of, within the realm of World War II. You're not going to be running around with leopard print, M16s anytime soon. So it's going to try and keep it within the realm of World War II. You're going to have stuff that will fit that era, but there will be cosmetics in it. Now, it became a massive controversy with Battlefront 2, we all know that. It became a worldwide debate. You had politicians from governments all around the world weighing in on this. Is it gambling? Is it not gambling? Certain countries have gone to war over this, with software makers. There's still a lot to be sorted out with that, but you've got to remember that Battlefield 1 had cosmetics from the start. It had the battle packs, but it never pushed the battle packs in your face. You could play that game and never know that you could purchase battle packs. You were given some every now and again as you progressed through the game. And the main thing that EA has gone at pains to point out is that everything that you can get out of buying the cosmetics, you can eventually get by playing the game. So you're not going to better yourself gameplay wise. It's not pay to win. They've gone to pains to say that as well. You're not like Battlefront, you could buy upgrades, and that was wrong. They soon stripped that out though because of the uproar that it created. But you're not going to be able to do that with this title. It is purely cosmetics, same as what you could do within Battlefield 1. So really there shouldn't be any issue for it. And for the average gamer like me, for instance, I never buy cosmetics within games. I've never bothered with them at all. But there are a certain percentage of gamers that do, and they do buy a lot of them. And for us that don't, that's great, because they're the ones that are funding the game for us. So by all means, you guys carry on. I still get the game for free. You're helping funding it. Everybody's happy. So when you get these arguments coming up about it, I think it's a little bit ridiculous sometimes. I do understand that with certain games they're pushed in your face, and I think in this version of Battlefield it will be pushed a little bit more. It's not just going to be hidden away in a menu somewhere where you can go buy it if you want to, but it's not going to ask you to. I think this time around there'll be a little bit more emphasis on asking us to buy battle packs, but I don't think they'll be as pushed as much as other games like to push them. They've said there'll be no loot boxes, there's not going to be none of that, it's just going to be purely cosmetic items. And that is pretty much how live services for Battlefield is going to work. So as I say, you only need to buy the base game. There are 2 editions of the game right now, there's the standard and the deluxe. Very little difference between them. I think with the deluxe you get some airlifts, you get early access to the game, things like that, but nothing, there's nothing game breaking between that version and the standard one. You could quite easily go for the standard one and be fine. So yeah, that's how it all works. I think it's a good deal for us gamers. We only need to buy the base game, we don't need to purchase anything else. Ding dong, premium is dead, thank God. Will it work? This is the big question, and will other developers follow suit with this? We will have to wait and see. It's working for Battlefront, I think. I have Battlefront 2, I bought the deluxe edition, I haven't really played too much of it, kind of fell off before Christmas playing that one, but it is working for that. So I think it's a model that's a bit risky. Obviously EA is shareholder led, it exists to make a profit, so they need to make this work. But I think if you're giving people good things for free, there'll be more emphasis on people buying the base game. They'll think, yeah, I'll shell out $25-$30 or whatever to get that game, and yeah, I'll play it. I get all of this stuff for free, why wouldn't I? So I think it'll work. I really do hope it will work. I think Battlefield's definitely one of the titles that could make it work. If any title could, then it's got to be Battlefield. So yeah, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.